how to influence the public opinion. So this is a very interesting topic. So I'm gonna show you why I have interest wanna study this question. I want to learn why I have interest about this topic. So as an retailing investor, so every time, based on my experience, if I do not have my own opinion for my investment decision, usually other people will give me their opinion, and most of the time those opinions are not good for me. Okay, so the public opinion can be influenced. Okay, if I do not want to be influenced by other people's opinion, the only way for me to understand or to avoid that is I need to understand how other people can influence my opinion, or how public opinion could be influenced, to understand the mechanism behind it. As long as I can understand the mechanism, how public opinion can be influenced, that could help me to focus on independent decision. So I think that's very important for financial market, for investment. All right. I learned this topic because this research, Miller and Page. I think this should be the earliest paper I found for official publication. There are also seminars or other presentations made by the professors. I'll add a link if you have an interest to read the original paper in the description, so you can find it. Now, the model is called a standing ovation model. What I think the name is already straightforward. Standing ovations like this. Let's imagine a scenario. We walk into a theater. We watch a show. Once the show ends, people stand up and clap. Give the honor to to all the performers. All right. So that is the standing ovation model. That model was designed to understand how and why people stand up and clap. Okay, and this model can be used in many different places, because in the society, people have similar social activities. No matter is economics or in the social or in the investment market, people's activities are very similar. So if people in the theater can stand up and clap, so people in the financial market maybe can get together, bet on the same thing. The activity are very similar, and the mechanism should be similar also. Okay, so before I study this model, I asked myself, what mechanism or what things I can imagine about, can make people stand up and clap. Okay, standing ovation. Okay, like a screaming, a clap hands, encore, like those activities. What can make me do that? I can think about three things. One thing is the quality of the show or the quality of the service. Okay. I usually know that if I watch a show, let's see, in a theater or someplace, the show is fabulous, so I stand up and clap. Okay, I can make an independent decision because I want to show my honor to the performers. So the quality really, I think it is the most important factor. Okay, the second thing is the threshold. Threshold is my expectation. Think about it this way. If I go to a theater or go to a concert, watch a professional performance show, okay, so my expectation should be much higher than a show that I watched by the street, because in my mind, I think the professional performance in a theater or in a concert hall should be higher than the street performance, right? That's my expectation. So if I can watch a show on the street, really, beyond my expectation, I also clap, when the show ends. So if I watch a show in a concert hall, it's just a so-so. Maybe I just maybe walk away. So that's my expectation. Okay. So the third thing is I can think about it as peer effect. Peer effects is people around me. Okay. But they are not the people I very close to me, like my families or my love. My not very close to me. They are strange. Like I walking in the crowd. If all the people in the crowd do something, or for example, they watch at watch an event, watch something at the same time together. We walk on the street, we walk in a crowd, or people walking in the crowd stop doing something together. Most of the time, people just you have to follow. So that's peer effects. Those are the three things I can think about it. So based on what I can think about it, I also ask myself, if I want to influence or discuss how public opinion can be influenced, I can only think about 3 ways. The first way is increase the quality. Okay, increase the quality of the show or increase the quality of the service. I believe most of business are trying to do that. It's very slow, but you have to keep working hard to improve the quality of your show or the service you can provide. The second thing is lower the threshold. We know that the less you expect it, the much easier for you to satisfy it. Okay, but is that either way? I don't think so, because every time I think oftentimes I hear people can complain things, they are not happy. So if we try to make people lower the threshold, it's usually very hard. For example, if we discuss with people, we want to raise what you pay you to get this job done. Like before you make $10 per hour, now we raise your minimum wage to $15 or $20 per hour. People would be happy. But if we discuss things to the opposite way, before you make $20 per hour, now I want to lower your expectation to $10 per hour. People will be angry, right? Lower the threshold is not easy. Okay. Now the third thing is peer effects. Okay. We can hire people. Okay, hire people, strange people, aliens around you. Like I think I ever remember people it's a kind of performance. They perform on the street. They pretend to be alien people, walk on the street, but they are all actors. Okay, they suddenly stop. But some of them in the crowd, they don't know what can happen. They don't know because they are not actors. They walk inside of actors and they pretend. Okay, all the actors pretend the strangers, and they walk in the same direction. They act the same thing, the same activities, and all the other people, they don't know it, and they follow the trend. So that's peer effect. But you need to very well design it to make it happen, right? So those are all the 3 things I can think about it to influence public opinion based on my the common sense or first impression. But once I really spend some time to learn this model, I learned that at least 3 things I had been omitted, or I never imagined those 3 aspects of this model. Let's take a look. We can identify that some things we forgot. The first thing we forgot is the diversity. So what is diversity? Okay, let me explain it this way. When we talk about diversity, we talk about the opinion, people's opinion about the quality of the show. Okay, for example, in case 1, I use this bar to represent all the people in the theater, their opinion of the show. Okay, let's give them a scorecard. Let them rate this show. Let's say they will say 50. Okay, a score is just a 50. Now, what would make people stand up and clap? Let's say 60. Okay, if people think the quality of the show is 60 or above, people will stand up and clap. Okay, now if people think the show is just only 50 score, what would happen? Nothing, because it's below the threshold. Okay, this is quality. Okay, it's below the threshold. Nothing would happen, because all the people, there's no diversity. All the people in the theater, they have the same opinion. Okay, there's no diversity. So when the show ends, all the people sit down, keep sitting down, and no standing ovation. Now let's think about the case 2. Let's introduce some diversity. Okay, the threshold is always 60. Okay, and the quality of the show 50. But this time we would see that average quality 50. That means some people think it's 50. Some people think maybe higher than 50. Some people maybe think it's lower than 50. Let's say the diversity is 15. Okay, so 50 minus 15 should be here. Okay, 35. That means some people would think the show is 35. Okay, some people would think here. Okay, 65. Now, what makes this difference? Okay, this part of people. Okay, their attitude, their opinion is above 60. Okay, they will stand up and clap. Okay, now we can see its difference, right? Diversity works. Okay, now let's do case 3. Let's increase the diversity. Now, this case, the diversity is 15, right? Let's increase the diversity to 50. The average opinion is still 50. Okay, but some people would think 0. Some people think it's 100. The threshold, here, the threshold is still 60. It's still 60. How many people will stand up and clap? Okay, here. Let's suppose people's diversity is equally distributed. Okay, 40% people. 40% people will stand up and clap. That means the more diversity we have, the more, people will stand up and clap. Okay, the show is the same quality. The threshold is the same. Okay, we only change the diversity. It's very strange, right? Really, I didn't think about this thing. So that's how diversity works. Now, the second thing I didn't pay attention or I didn't think about it is visibility. Visibility is things you can see the people doing things or you don't see the people do the same things. Okay, this is quite different. Let's think about the layout. In this model, the researcher uses layout to explain their model. Let's see. Okay, this is a stage. Okay, this is stage. All the performers act on this stage, and this is all the audience state. Okay. Okay, let's use this blocks. Okay, to represent all the audience. Okay, so if you see people sitting in the front, stand up and ovation. Okay, then maybe you do the same thing. But what if you sit? What if you sit here? Okay, you sit here. You can only see the people around you, right? You cannot see the people from the back, right? So what if you sit here? you can see all the people from this direction to this direction, right? All the people in front of you. So that's why if you sit in the back, you can see more people. Okay, so visibility means if you want to influence the people, other people's opinion, you should let what you did visible, more visible to other people's. So if you are owner of a theater, what you can do? The best way is redesign the theater, right? Make it a circle, like a circus. So every people, if an individual one do something, all the other people can see it, correct? If the layout of the theater is like this, what they're drawing like this, you can only see very, your vision should be narrow, correct? This can influence the visibility. Now, the last factor I learned from this model is group effects. Group effects is the people close to you, more close to. I think, for my understanding, this may be not correct, but for my understanding is the people very close to, like your family members, okay, your family, or the one you love. Okay, if you go with your girlfriend or boyfriend, if he or she stand up and clap, it's more likely that you wanna stand up, do the same thing, or you go with your friends, okay, very close friends. If your friend, stand up and clap, you will do the same thing. And we can observe the same, scenarios in the financial market. I wouldn't be surprised to see that people say that because my friends bought a stock, so I buy the same thing. Okay, that's a group effect. So those are three things are the ones that I didn't know before I learned this model. Okay, let's just summarize what I learned in this model. The first three things, equality, threshold, and peer effects, plus its group effects. I think those four things I can imagine about it or think about it before I learned this model. But those two things, diversity and visibility, it is really beyond my knowledge before I learned this model, because I never imagined that diversity can impact the macro behavior of a group of people that is significant. Okay, and plus the visibility. So that's why. So I can think about my experience when I do investment. Usually the more retailing investors get involved for let's say a stock, usually the price will be more volatile than the other stocks, more controlled by the institutional investors. So that's maybe an important reason. So very important, the new things I learned. The other thing is the visibility. So now I understand why some business maybe hire people to act, to perform, to take a lead, okay, in front of a public, celebrities, okay, to influence the public opinion. So that's why it happens. So that answers my question about many things. If you can think about it, the application of this theory or implication of this model, especially for investment, so you're welcome to leave comments below, because that also helped me to learn something new. All right, thank you.